Okay, let's just get started then. All of us and one little one. So let's just settle into our meditation posture as usual. So the feet flat on the floor. And if your legs are short and the floor is away, then you can put a little cushion underneath your feet so your legs are supported. And then if you're sitting in a cross-legged position, you could perhaps put some cushions under your knees if you have tight hips or sore knees. And then something underneath your sit bones, underneath your coccyx, just to straighten your pelvic area, that pelvic bowl. And just imagine, the hands in the meditation mudra. Right hand nestled in the left with the thumbs touching. You can imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the coccyx all the way up through the crown of the head. And somebody's there just very gently lengthening your spine. And just let all the stresses of the day, just the general running around, just sort of just wash away as you lengthen. Put some air in between those vertebrae. Now, head is slightly tipped forward and the eyes are down, running if you're looking along the length of your nose to a spot about 2 inches ahead of you on the ground. Lips slightly apart, tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and relax the jaw. And let's just go to the crown of the head and relax the top of the head, the scalp there, the forehead, and the eyes. Just go into the back of the eye socket to relax the muscles there, and the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. Check the jaw again. And then let's just move our awareness to the back of the head, to the scalp there. Just relax that and notice again, once again, your face relaxes. And then just relax your ears. And then just take your awareness inside your ears and imagine relaxing the eardrum and the inner ear. And the mechanism in there. And relax the back of the neck and the shoulders. Your back. If you're holding your scapula, your angel's wings, you can just relax those. Drop them down. Relax the chest and the throat, the belly, the arms, the hands, the fingers, the legs, the feet and the toes. And then let's just bring our mind to the breath. We think of a motivation for this evening. So we're doing this Vajrasattva practice in the context of the 4 opponent powers to pull out, do a little bit of weeding and pulling out all our negative karmic seeds so they don't ripen as future suffering. And we're doing this for our own enlightenment, for our own sake, and also for the sake of others, so we can be of benefit to them. So the first of the 4 opponent powers is the power of regret. And so we just sincerely regret from the depths of our heart anything that we have done to harm any living being on this day. So just think of maybe somebody today or a sentient being today in this life, in all past lives. So perhaps there were things that you did as a child that you maybe regret. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And again, just to remind ourselves, the logic of this is based on karma. Given that we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and we harm others, we will necessarily experience suffering sometime down the future. And because we don't exactly know when this is going to happen, it's a little bit difficult. So we know from any present suffering that we're experiencing that we don't really want any more of it. So the logic, therefore, is to remove it, the karmic seeds before they ripen. So you think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and speech and broken my vows. If we have any particular vows and we know what they are, because I do not want the future suffering. And so just also regret the anger and the attachment and all the rest. Or the cause of why we harm others. So we think, whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. It has two little sections, and the first of this is refuge. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And we don't need Buddha Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're not asking for forgiveness, but we're relying upon his methods. So you can visualize Guru Vajrasattva above the crown of your head, about 2 inches above the crown of your head, facing the same direction as you. You can also imagine that this is, if you have a Lama, a Guru, or a trusted mentor, this is the mind of this, your Lama, manifesting in this way for your benefit. And he's made of this brilliant, blissful, radiant white light. And he's sitting in a cross-legged on a lotus. He's this brilliant, beautiful face. There's these long lotus eyes, and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all sentient beings around you. And he has absolutely no judgment for you, towards you, accepts you exactly as you are. He has this sweet red mouth, and his hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So the second of these is compassion. And so in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. So the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think in particular of maybe some sentient being you've harmed recently and in the past. And there may be in general all beings that we may have harmed that we don't remember. And then think, remembering those who have harmed you, and have compassion for them because they will be suffering as a result of the harm that they've done to you. So you just think, I must purify for their sake. So the third of the four opponent powers is the power of the remedy. So this is the actual medicine, the doing of the practice of purification. So the first is we purify the body. So just imagine Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sending powerful white nectar quite strongly from his heart. It arcs around and enters your crown and pours into you, filling your entire body completely. And it pours and it comes in and it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left. And we feel completely purified as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Musa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Musa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Subokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebawa, Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Anarakta Mebawa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutame, Sitam Shriyam Guruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahazamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified. And think that there's no way you could do anything but be a benefit to others with your body. Next to purification of speech. So again, Guru Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and enters quite forcefully your crown, filling your entire body, but this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativities of your speech. And this just all overflows, disappears into space, not one atom left. And as Lama Yeshe says, just as when you turn the tap on in a sink and fill up a dirty glass, all the junk in the glass comes to the top and overflows. So imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and the lying and talking about people behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you is all purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempi Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa, Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Anarakta Mebawa, Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawa siddhi mimbe yata sawa kama sutame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supakaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawa siddhi mimbe yata sawa kama sutame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. So again, just feel delighted that your speech is completely purified, and imagine that it's not possible to do anything other than be a benefit to others with your speech. How amazing. So the next is the purification of the mind. And Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sends this time powerful beams of light from his heart chakra. And these arc around and enter your crown and fill your entire being. So just imagine it's similar to when you walk into a dark room and you switch on a light, it instantly dispels the darkness. So imagine here as the light from Guru Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart, all the negativities of your mind, all the darkness of your mind, instantly dispelled. So all the attachment and the neediness, depression, anxiety, the anger, resentment, jealousy, bitterness, grudges, all instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasiddhi mempe yata sawa kama sutame siddham shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasiddhi mempi yata sawa kama sutame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasiddhi mempe yata sawa kama sutame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supakaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasiddhi mempe yata sawa kama sutame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasiddhi mempe yata sawa kama sutame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supakaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasiddhi mempe yata sawa kama sutame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, the source of our own suffering, and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech are totally purified, gone, dispelled. So think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and wisdom and forgiveness and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So this time, just imagine Guru Vajrasattva sends, and you can imagine light and nectar. That's probably the simplest to imagine, or you can do the previous 3 visualizations. You could do them simultaneously or just one after the other, but whichever works for your mind best. So imagine filling you completely, and this light and nectar eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. As you recite the mantra, Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida Mebawa, Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Anarakta Mebawa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Muza Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe, Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dida Mebawa, Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Anarakta Mebawa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kamasita Me, Siddham Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Savatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasava Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasava Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sudokaya Mebawa Subokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawakama Sutame Siddham Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Savatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasava Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasava Dina Patita Duda Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebeyata Sawakama Zitame Siddham Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasava Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasava Dina Patita Duda Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebeyata Sawakama Zitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Savatata Gata Vajramame Musa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Savatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Savatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Now feel completely purified, not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. So the next is the power of resolve. And this is a really crucial step in the purification process. And this is the determination not to harm with our body, speech, and mind again. And without this, we are going to keep following the same old patterns and the habits. So the determination, this aspiration is like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in more positive directions. So if we think of something that we can work on in a reasonable fashion, so give ourselves a reasonable timeline. So don't just maybe one thing that we'd like to work on. Maybe it's our speech, maybe something we do with our body, maybe it's something that we do with our mind to ourselves. It's a habit that we have. Just say, I'm not going to do this for a minute or 30 seconds or 5 minutes or tonight, between the time I go to bed and when I wake up tomorrow. And then make a vow in general to try and avoid all the other things that we do. So this determination not to do again, this wish to refrain from doing things, gives us the strength to change. So Guru Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind. It melts into light, white light, that absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my Guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, my own body, speech, and mind. The same thing in LAMA YESHE calls this union oneness. So next, Lama Zopa Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So place your mind in that emptiness for a little while. And for whatever level we understand it. So we can think of all phenomena as being empty, they do not exist from their own side. You can think of things as being its dependent arisings. So this depends on that in order to come into existence. We can maybe just think of the shape of our body, the way we're created, the way our body is structured impacts directly the way we perceive things. So perhaps we perceive things is more dependent on more about how our body is structured than about how they really exist. So in this way, we just try to break down some of our fixed views about the way the world exists. So let's just dedicate all the merit we've created this evening, all the positive energy, by doing this purification, dedicate it to all living beings by thinking, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And here we have for His Holiness the Dalai Lama in the land, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world. To the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. For Lama Zopa Rinpoche, you who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers, honoring the three jewels, savor of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. For Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And for precious Geshe-la, beloved teacher, leading your students towards wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequaled guide. Please live a long and stable life. So there we are, purified again. Now we can all go to bed with a happy mind and wake up tomorrow with a happy mind, and we start all over again. All the babies asleep now. Wow, should we be quiet? Wake him up. Yes, the Vajrasattva mantra is like a nursery rhyme for him, huh?
It puts it to sleep almost every single night.
That's amazing.
It is, it's beautiful.
It's so cool. I rejoice. Okay. Good night, everybody. Lots of love, and we'll see you next time.